Our next guest is Emily Green. She is the founder and CEO of Grace Communications. Emily, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Oh,
Round of applause.
Yes.
Aw.
that means Wilton likes you.
Oh,
That's what that means.
thank you. I like you.
Okay, Emily, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We met because one of your clients is Matt Darty,
Yes.
which is I had to beg you to get him on the show, and you helped us do that, and I appreciate
Oh,
that.
of course.
And of
Yeah.
course, as I was prepping to figure out how to talk you into sending in my way, I realized, hey, this girl's big time. I like her. All right, so
Oh.
you fit well within what we
Flattery is
do. So-
great. Thank you. Any more flattery? Yeah, I like that.
So, give us an idea what Grace Communications is all about.
Yeah, so we are a marketing agency. We're based here in Charlotte, but we work with clients all over the country. Our main services are public relations, event planning, social media, and business development. I really started the agency because I wanted to make a difference in the world, and I wanted to do that through the clients that we serve. So we look for clients that have heart. I always say it's cheesy, but at this point, it's not. It really is. We've worked across all industries, all different sizes. We're in 10 different states, but all
Wow.
of our clients have that in common. They all have heart and they're growth and community focused. So it's really, really awesome.
So, what does a good client profile look like? Who is that? Because it's I did not know. I'm embarrassed to say this. Who Matt Doherty was? I'm not a basketball person, so I
Mhm.
didn't know. It was Julie that said, "Do you realize who he is?" And I just
Yeah.
read an article that he wrote
Mhm.
that was exceptional. And
Yep.
so for me, I was coming at him from a completely different
Sure.
vantage point, which was his business view on
Yeah.
things. Um, so it seems like your clients have these like different personalities or different
Yeah.
lifestyles. So what is a good profile?
Yeah. So we work with people that are celebrities like Coach Matt Doherty, and then we work with national companies like Faithful Companion, Pet Cremation Services, quite different, right, than
Yeah,
Coach Matt
sure.
Doherty. We also we work with Kimco Realty. It's a almost $1 billion company with properties, I think over 500 properties. So it's not really the industry or the size. It's really what I look at is that like special sauce that they have. I look for those clients where I feel we can grow with them and they do have, like I said, that heart. So they're making a difference in some way. Matt Doherty is amazing in that way. He's always helping out the community. He's always looking for ways to make a difference. And he's also always looking to grow in all aspects of his life. And every one of our clients has that in common. So it's kind of a not great. I don't have like a cookie cutter
Right.
client profile. We
So
have to
I'm
see if we're a
curious,
fit.
do they come to you and know what they want from you, or do you meet them and realize, hey, dude, you need this, this, and that? How does that work?
Sometimes they think they know what they need and want. And then we gracefully let them see what we think, and usually come to terms with that. Most of the time, they know they need help in one of those areas, so they come to us, needing that, and then we kind of go or grow from there, because we are the experts in that. So
Right.
they want to know from us, what should we do? What are the strategies we should do on social? What should we do on with public relations? And a lot of times they don't even think they're good enough to get PR, which is so sad. I'm like,
Right.
everyone can get some sort of PR. It's just the kind that you might be able to get. Yeah.
I can't imagine how much PR has changed over the last 10 years. I mean, it's my brother 30 years ago went graduated college with a marketing degree, and he said, Joe, everything has changed from what I learned, you
Mhm.
know. So talk about that change, because
Yeah.
you're almost like this tax accountant
Yeah.
that's just every week having to reevaluate what changes are going on.
Yeah, I think social media is a big part of that because that has creeped into all of those things I talked about. PR and social media definitely overlap and it changes every single day. They're always adding new things, there's just constant change. I love that because they thrive in chaos, but I think you have to have that mindset where every day you're like, okay, what new opportunity can I find here? You have to be able to stay on top of it. If you're someone that, loves routine and the same thing, not a good fit for you to be in this field. But it just every day changes, and you just have to keep up with those trends and then be able to figure out how to use those for each of the clients.
Okay.
Now,
Emily Chaos Green, let me ask a question. How did you get started? Now, you don't have to go back to 1963.
My
But-
gosh, how old do you think I am?
But you didn't wake up on a Tuesday and say, I want to go into PR. So kind of walk me through a little bit of your
It
background.
was last Tuesday, actually, that I did decide that.
And how did you come up with the name
Yeah.
Grace Strategy?
Okay,
Grace
so I'll answer that
Communications.
first. A lot of people think that it's because I'm ultra religious or something like that. And I do have a strong faith. But when I was younger, I thought I was going to be a famous writer. So my fake name I would write out as Elizabeth Grace. I would write it constantly. I thought it was a beautiful name. So that word, like Grace, kind of, I was thinking of that when I started my business. And then it kind of morphed into what we're known for. Now people, all of our clients have said it in some way to me, like, you and your team are so graceful. You guys get stuff done. You're productive. You get the results, but you do it in a way that makes us feel calm. A lot of people don't do that. They are not that calm force. And I don't ever want to be that aggressive agency. We're assertive, but we're graceful in our approach. And how I got into it is I was actually a Target manager for like 2 years right out of college. And
I want people to know that's no joke.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of
No.
moving parts to that.
lots of moving parts, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought management was really what I was going to do. And my store manager at the time, we were the go-to store in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, for all the local media, because we were the only retail outlet store that would like let them come in and do interviews. He did not want to be on camera. So he was like, you do it. And I'm like, I guess I have to say yes. So I remember I did my first live interview for Black Friday, and it was such a rush. And I thought, ooh, this is kind of cool.
I like this.
Yeah, I kind of like this. And so that's when I decided I wanted to go back and get my master's degree in advertising and marketing communications. And it kind of led from there. And about a year into that program, I got my first marketing position with Simon Property Group. And I started kind of leading PR and things through that property, and then on kind of a national scale with them too.
What led you to North Carolina?
Well, it was Simon Property Group. I was transferred here, and I was the director of marketing for Concord Mills. And then I got recruited.
That was a lot of fun, I bet.
Yeah, it was. It was a really, really fun job. And I actually lived in Huntersville when I first moved here. Love Lake Norman. And then I got recruited by Northwood Retail for a national sponsorship position. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for a national position. This is cool. And 8 months in, they eliminated my position. And I had just met my now husband at the same time. He's from here. And I was like, I'm stuck. I can't move. That sounds terrible. No, I love it here. I knew I wanted to stay here. But that really kind of solidified, like, these are where I'm going to put my roots. And I had about 3 different people just unsolicited. They found out I was looking for a job, and they're like, why are you trying to get a position? Why aren't you doing your own thing? And I'm like, how do they know I want to do my own thing? But it was almost like a higher power was saying, like, you shouldn't be in corporate anymore. You need to start your own agency. And so I just did it. My husband, he was my boyfriend at the time. He was like, I've got your back. You know, I'll support whatever choice you have. And I'd never had that. I never had that, like, unwavering support.
Right.
And so that kind of gave me the courage. And then all these unsolicited people, I was like, I think I should do this. And I just did it.
Now, Emily, this is a silly question. I know that customers, they know what they want, but they don't know what they need. So how do you
so true.
gracefully tell a customer you're crazy? That's not going to work.
I think for us, it's doing what we call a marketing audit.
Okay.
And where if I feel like there's a disconnect, I'm like, I think this is a really good time to do a marketing audit. And we come at it from like that scientific way. And we present it, you know, in that way. And usually when we do it like that, they're like, oh, okay. And it's almost like their idea.
There you go. Gracefully. There you
So,
go.
so I've got a question on Facebook. They're asking an example of a challenge and how you solved it. When we come back, let's talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. I'm here with Solo Progressive Business and Emily Green, Grace Communications. We'll be right back.
More Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone is coming up on 105.9 Local starts here.
Good job, guys. Flying through last segment.
How come I don't get no clapping? I get no clapping.
It really
no
does go
introduction,
fast.
no
It's go
clapping, no
fast.
nothing. Emily comes in and you clapping up a storm.
I know. I wanted to give solo clapping too, but you just hopped right into that.
There you go.
The solo gonna stick.
The solo's gonna stick. There you go.
The solo gonna stick. Is there some questions or direction you want us to go? Are you good with where we're
I
headed?
think it's great what you guys
Okay.
are doing. Feels natural and
And you
it's
have a
good.
question, so are you
Cause
thinking about your answer?
Because she a professional.
I know.
If she don't like something, she gonna tell you.
I'm gonna spin it to win
Gracefully.
it.
She
If I
might.
don't like it, I'll spin
She
it to
might
win it.
wait till after Facebook is off the air, then she'll tell you. but-
You won't. You'll take it as a compliment. Even if it's not. Yeah. This is why no one trusts marketing people, right? That's so funny.
Okay, so we come back. The question is, what is an example of PR challenges that your agency had to solve for a client? They kind of want to get an idea for what it is you do to help
Yeah.
solve something.
That makes sense.
And I'm sure you do that all
You
the
jumping
time.
right in. Let me tell you, most co-hosts, they don't even ask a question the first week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I try to listen. So I could say. Really?
Okay. Julie said there should be clapping for Joe.
Is that
Now, Wilton, that's what Julie said. Now, I should be able to read all this stuff on the board, but I can't read it, Emily. I got no idea what's going on.
he's about look at Emily.
I got no idea.
There's so many numbers. I don't do numbers.
Hey, can you make that a little bit smaller? Because it's a little bit, the logo.
It's
It
about
would
the
fit
camera
that-
frame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm
It would fit better behind her if.
right. The way the camera's angled.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna.
Got it.
20
Okay.
seconds.
Are we ready, ladies?
We're
Yes.
ready.
Now more Local Biz Now with Joe Bagnone on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. Welcome to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. I am Joe Vagnone. This is Local Biz Now, and I'm here with Solo, co-owner of Progressive Business Finance, and Emily Green, founder and CEO of Grace Communications. And if it's Monday afternoon, Solo, say it, say it, say it, say it.
Where your business matters.
Yeah. All right.
So
Emily, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. So
Pleasure.
you got a question on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to answer it?
I'm
Which
ready.
is, give us an idea of a challenge that a client had and how you solved it for us.
Yeah, I think a common challenge, and wouldn't just be one that has had this, is they want to establish more credibility in their field. That is one of the major goals, really, of all marketing, but especially public relations, is making you that industry leader.
Right.
And one great way to do that is to be on shows like this.
Yes.
So figure out what is your target demographic. What industries, you could be across a couple industries, but like what are those specific industries you're trying to outreach in? And then really dialing down into the different types of media and then programs within that you could become part of. So podcasts are huge. I feel like ever since, COVID and the pandemic, podcasts have exploded. And they're great to reach those niche markets. So that's one thing we always try to do is get you those guest spots on podcasts, or if you want to start your own, that's also great. Local news, so being that go-to source in your industry for the local media. So keeping up with the trends in the news, if you're in real estate and there's a big story about some sort of like upswing in interest rates or something like that, we want you to be the one that's like the spokesperson to talk
Right.
to about that. So that's where we can help with pitching and everything like that.
You know, Emma, hearing you say this, it gives us such pride here at Local Biz Now and with Julie and WSIC. We've been doing that for over 10 years, and we've been telling people for years, come on in. Not only will we put you live on the air, but we'll give you the
Right.
video where you then can share it to
Mhm.
some of these other
Mhm.
medias and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to hear that we're
Yes.
helping.
I'm endorsing that.
That's right.
That is
That's right.
that is a great thing to do. And see, I get
Oh, now
you.
well,
thank you. I would
Wilton
just
was
like
waiting
that.
for the right moment for that clap to come in. You
I
know.
would, can that like follow me around? That would make me feel really good. But there's so many different things, and a lot of the PR and credibility is online. So that's where the social media and like kind of gray area between those two. But collaborating with different influencers, figuring out your voice and what you want to be known for. So when you were talking about kind of what you focus on and kind of
Mhm.
your heart, and even with a marketing agency, a lot of marketing agencies, they don't know who they are. They help everybody else, but they have no idea who they are and what they stand for.
Okay, so I've had a theory on this. I want to get expert opinion. Solo, why are you looking at me like that? This could be a really good opinion I got coming.
Listen, I'm.
You give me that look.
We're waiting for the drum roll, right? We're just waiting.
She gave me that look like, oh boy, will you just let Emily talk? Okay, listen. So
No, I want to hear this.
Yeah, right.
that expertise should be limited and focused so that you can pinpoint exactly what you want to. It's easier to be
Mhm.
that one thing instead of this. Do you accept that? Is that a comfortable way to
Yeah.
approach it? Because if not, Joe can't be the best business broker in the whole world, right? But he can be the best in North Carolina
Right.
for small business. Like I can narrow down the scope, and then it's easier to be more credible.
Right. You can't appeal to everyone. If you try to appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one because they don't know why they should work with you. So you want to attract the clients that you want to work with. So you're not constantly having to do all of the outreach. So
And not
Yeah.
only that, you're not wasting your time.
not wasting your time.
Because it becomes a waste.
Mhm.
Because you get those clients that
Yeah.
you really don't want to
Oh my
work with.
gosh.
They become
Yes.
timely, consuming, and you lose finances. You
So
lose
true.
opportunities because you
Yes.
don't know. So you need to know who you are.
You do, and it's the decision making becomes a lot easier when you figure that
Yes.
out. And I, as an agency, we were so busy with our clients. That's why I'm saying this. I don't think I had even defined our core values and things until about 2 years in. I'd already had them. I was kind
Right.
of living them, but I didn't really define them. And once I did, and once I really figured out where we stand compared to other agencies, oh my gosh, it made everything clear. And I was able to walk away from like some big clients.
Because every opportunity
knew
is
they
not
were
the right
right.
opportunity for
Yeah.
you, right?
Ladies,
Yeah.
she hit right where my mind was going.
Yes.
The hardest part about that is you do have to walk away.
You do.
You
That's
do.
not easy to do.
Yeah.
No.
And that's why I say it's so important to know other people because you can say, that's
Yes.
a good opportunity for Emily, but for me, that's
just
not in my
not
focus.
we're not a
that's
good
not
match.
good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
you have to know
I
that.
have this whole thing. It's called It's a Match. And I do like speaking on it. And it's how business and dating are similar. And it really is about that because how many times when you're dating, you're like, oh, it's not you, it's me. But like there is if you don't have the chemistry, if you're
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah,
I
you
love
know
that.
what I mean? Yeah.
I've
like,
never heard it put in a business setting,
It's
but as
not.
soon as you
Yeah.
said it, I got
makes
it.
sense, right?
Right?
It's not.
But it makes it like you're like, oh, okay, so it's not personal necessarily, kind of, because personalities maybe don't match.
Mhm.
But it helps the rejection. And it also helps you realize like you're saving yourself so much future pain if you walk away and you cut it off gracefully right from the start, because some people you're just not going to work well with. You're not good for them either.
Now,
And Emily,
yeah.
what Solo says is true, which is you also can say, and how about if I give you a referral to
Referral.
somebody else?
So you're helping
Yes.
someone else's
Right.
business because
Absolutely.
they're better. So now when
Absolutely.
you bring your customers do this, how much has their business improved? I mean, financially,
Yeah.
structurally, in so many ways of just knowing who you are, it opens up a window. Because
does.
I tell all my business owners, your net worth, work is your net worth.
Very
And
true.
so if you're a trucker and
Yeah.
while you're in a place with designers, you just don't go to anything.
Don't say yes to everything.
There you go.
Absolutely not.
And
you
you
shouldn't.
really are defining the credibility even more, because if you say no,
Yes.
then they get that you are good at this,
Right.
and
Right.
you're willing to send them someplace else. So that's a
Yes.
really important piece of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So another question on Facebook is, do you do much crisis management? Nowadays, somebody beating up on Joe on the tubes, and making fun of Joe on the book.
Oh,
Do
man.
you get some of that stuff happening?
Yeah, that's not really our specialty. That can be a whole nother thing. I do have someone on my team specifically for that, so we can take that on kind of case by case. That's not my specialty, but it is hers, so she's able to do that. So that's something I learned pretty early on as well. I can still expand what I offer by my team.
Right.
And I make that super clear up front, because some business owners don't do that, and people get upset if they don't work directly with the owner. And it's
But
like,
add-on
yeah,
services are valuable.
They are.
When you
absolutely
push in add-on services,
Yes.
it's valuable.
Yeah.
And you're collaborating with other businesses. Again, it's how you grow, right? Because you don't
It
want to do
totally is.
everything. Yes.
I definitely don't.
So and part of your services, you talk about marketing consulting. What
Yes.
is different about marketing consulting and PR? Because that's small
Yeah.
business people. It gets a little fuzzy for us.
So consulting, in my mind, it's more strategy. It'd be like, instead of me taking over your Facebook page and actually doing the post and creating the content, it would be me talking to you and teaching you how to do it yourself. So the consulting piece is really people that don't want to relinquish that control. They want to learn how to do it themselves. So with PR, it'd be teaching them how to do pitching, maybe helping them on a few of them, and then kind of they fly free from there. But the actual services that we would offer is we come in, we do the pitching for you, we book your interviews, we do the, talking points. We really do the whole process. So that's kind of the difference.
So one of the things I noticed you do surprised me, which is events.
Yes.
Talk about that, because I would not have thought that fit with what it is you do.
Well, events go hand in hand with PR. Some people argue that they're kind of one and the same, because events are huge for building who you are and your brand and all of that. Like with Matt Dougherty and his podcast, doing the live events was huge for getting his name out there and working with different partners. We also plan events for Kimco Realty all over at their different shopping centers, and it creates community. And community is huge in getting leads and getting your name out there.
I would not have thought that.
Yeah. No, I mean, you have to use them wisely. And I think, again, I'm very much into goals. So it's, why are you wanting to hold this event? Are you trying to make money? Like if it's a nonprofit, could be fundraising. But you need to have that in mind, because some people want to do everything with an event. They want to raise a crazy amount of money. They also want to do, just so many different things, and it's not realistic. So keeping that in mind, and keeping in mind too that a lot of events are actually you're going to lose money, but you're gaining awareness, and you could get quite a few clients out of it.
And
if you
people
do
do
it right.
business with they like, love,
They
and
do.
respect, right?
And a
So,
signature event can live beyond you, and that's really awesome.
So if somebody wanted to reach you, Emily, how could they do that?
Well, they can go on the website, gracecommunicationsagency.com. They can email me at emily@gracecommunicationsagency.com. I would give out my cell phone, but I don't want to.
So
those are the best ways.
we only have a minute, but somebody that's thinking about, do they need a PR agency or not? What advice would you give them? Like they're just not sure.
Well, I mean, you do have to have a certain amount of budget to be able to afford the monthly services. So if you're just starting out and you're not sure, book consulting. That would be my first thing to say, because that will really allow us to talk and dig down and see what we would recommend, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. But everyone needs to be seen and heard. If you're a business that's wanting to grow, and you can't stay the same, you're either going to go backwards or you're going to go forward. So you got to do something, and I'd rather go forwards personally.
Okay, great.
So yeah, everyone.